Hello guys, welcome to Sandpaper Academy for Civil Services. আজি MCQ junto test series ami patisilu 1-2-2024 hetu loi aisu apnalokor agot APSC CCE Prelims examination karone jitu hobologa ase for the year 2024 aru jitu notification ot ahise APSC CCE 2023 bli. So if you have any query, then you can email us at sandpaperacademy@gmail.com. So আমি আজি first যোনটো question আছে এটো ওপৰত একবাৰ আমি চাম এতিয়া okay. So first যোনটো question আছিলে আমি দিছিলো কি which of the following reasons may be considered for Portuguese to lost their commercial influence in India by 18th century. So 18th century Portuguese আমাৰ ইন্ডিয়াত কমাৰ্শিয়াল যোনটো ইন্টাৰেষ্ট আছিল এটো হেৰাইছিল বুলি কয় বা why they have lost their interest কিহৰ কাৰণে 18th century. So option কেটা দিছে 1 2 3 4 emergence of powerful dynasties in Egypt, Persia, North India along the rise of Marathas eto number 1. Number 2, religious policies of Portuguese. Spanish War of Succession badly affected Portuguese, and with the discovery of Spain, Portuguese diverted towards east. So যিসকলে মডাৰ্ণ ইণ্ডিয়া প্ৰথম আৰম্ভ কৰিছে তেওঁলোকে এই পইণ্ট কেটা হয়তো জানিবই. So বাকি কেটা অপচন ঠিকে আছে, but this should be Brazil. Okay, with the discovery of Brazil, Portuguese diverted towards the west. So 1 2 and 3 are correct here. Option D is correct. ঠিক আছে, ইয়াতে চাব পাৰে with the discovery of Spain, the Portuguese diverted towards west to ভুল হৈছে, গতিকে 1 2 3 to correct হয়. কিয় ভুল হৈছে? Discovery of Brazil led Portuguese diverted towards west. So 18th century Portuguese commercial influence বা commercial influence India কিয় কম হৈছিলে তাৰ কেইটামান ৰিজনো আমি দি দিছো. Emergence of powerful dynasties in এটো প্ৰথম দিছো. After the rise of Maratha, they captured Salsette and Bassein in 1739 from Portuguese. That is also one of the reason. So religious policies of Portuguese may be considered as one of the reason. And they were getting involved in certain dishonest practices. তেওঁলোকে যোনটো earn কৰিব খুজিছিলে আমাৰ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ পৰা, so তেওঁলোকে through malicious practices বা dishonest practices or practice কৰিছিল. That's why আৰু তেওঁলোকৰ যোনটো arrogance আৰু violence আছিলে আৰু এটো কাৰণে আমাৰ যোনখিনি ইণ্ডিয়ান ruler আছিলে তেওঁলোক বহুত dissatisfied হৈ গৈছিলে. Next, Spanish War of Succession, এটো এটা important issue. ঠিক আছে, আৰু arrival of British and Dutch in India with greater resources, তেওঁলোকক কাউন্টাৰ দিব কাৰণে greater resources কাৰণে তেওঁলোকৰ আৰু ব্ৰিটিছ সকল কি আছিলে ট্ৰেডিংত তো তেওঁলোকৰ নিচিনা সেই সময়ত নাছিলে হয়নে. সো এই গুটেবিলাক মিলি পেলাই তেওঁলোকৰ কমাৰ্শিয়াল ইন্টাৰেষ্ট লছ কৰা বুলি কোৱা গৈছিলে আৰু লাহে লাহে তেওঁলোকে গোৱাৰ ইম্পৰ্টেন্সটো হেৰুৱাই দিছিলে after fall of Vijayanagara in 1683. মাৰাঠা কি কৰিছিলে গোৱাও ইনভেড কৰিছিলে. ঠিক আছে, সো তেনেকে পৰ্তুগিজ বিলাকৰ যোনটো কমাৰ্শিয়াল ইনফ্লুয়েন্স লাহে লাহে নাইকিয়া হৈ গ'ল. নেক্সট আমি গলো ফাৰুখিয়া ফৰমান, এটো বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট. আৰম্ভণিত যিকেইটা আছে বেটল অফ প্লাসি হওক, বেটল অফ বক্সাৰ হওক, ফাৰুখিয়া ফৰমানছ হওক, এইবিলাক বস্তুৱে যিবিলাক বস্তুৱে ব্ৰিটিছক বিশেষকৈ ইষ্ট ইণ্ডিয়া কোম্পানীক বিশেষকৈ লাভৱান কৰিছিলে এই বস্তুকেইটা চাব লাগিব আমি, ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয়. So in Bengal, East India Company's import-export exempted from additional duties with an annual payment of 5,000 as settled earlier. Kundu true hodise. So the East India Company was permitted to issue dustaks for transportation of goods. East India Company permitted to rent more land around Madras. So Aru in Calcutta, and this will be probably 1,000. In Hyderabad, the company retained its existing privilege of freedom from duties in trade and had to pay the prevailing rent only for Marathas. So, Faruksia Formanot এই কথাকেটা উল্লেখ আছিল, ইয়াৰ বাহিৰেও কেইটামান উল্লেখ আছিল. 1 and 4 to correct হয়নে, 1 and 2 correct হয়নে, 2 and 4 correct হয়নে, 3 and 4 correct হয়নে, 1 to 3 are correct হেতু বিচাৰিব কাৰণে দিছে. So ইয়াতে যদি চাই 1 আৰু 3 টো এটা wrong হয়, তো 2 and 4 are correct. 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 to ki dise East India Company was permitted to issue dustaks for transportation of goods. Aru in Hyderabad, company retained its existing privilege of freedom from duties in trade and had to pay prevailing rent only for Marathas. So jonto 1 hoy annual payment kiman dibo laga asile So 3000, not 1000, it should be 3000 rupees as settled earlier. আৰু যোনটো Madras বুলি আছে, company was permitted to rent more land around Calcutta, not Madras. So in 1715, an English mission led by John Summoned reached the court of Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar. It secured 3 famous firmans in 1717, giving the East India Company many valuable privileges in Bengal, Gujarat, and Hyderabad. The firmans thus obtained were regarded the Magna Carta of the company. Okay, this firman. So important terms and condition bilak jodi sai tetiahole ki asile, in Bengal companies imports and exports were exempted from additional custom duties accepting annual payment of 3000 rupees as settled earlier. ঠিক আছে, company were permitted to issue dastak etu eta. Kolkatat additional rent lobo land teoluke rent lobo para hol. In Hyderabad the company retained its existing privilege of freedom. It should be a space of freedom from duties in trade and had to pay the prevailing rent only for Madras. In Surat, for an annual payment of 10,000 rupees, the East India Company exempted from the levy of all duties. ঠিক আছে, 10,000 rupees pay কৰিলে তেওঁলোক all the levy of all duties or পৰা তেওঁলোকে মাফ হৈ যাব 10,000 rupees annual payment কৰিলে Suratত. And it was decreed that the coins of the company minted at Mumbai were to have currency throughout the Mughal Empire. Okay, so next আমি গৈ আছো, which of the following are agreed by Peshwa? Peshwa agreed Treaty of Bassein-ত যোনটো হৈছিল 1802 কোন কেইটা কথাত এগ্ৰিড হৈছিল? So ইয়াতে যদি আপুনি চাই তেতিয়াহলে first is to cede to the company's territories by yielding an income of 26 lakhs. Second is to surrender the city of Bhopal. Number 3, to accept the company's arbitration in all differences between him and Nizam of Gaikwad. Or not to keep his employment Europeans of any nation at war with English. Not to keep in his employment Europeans of his nation at war with English. So etu to nohoy. So 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Etu Bhopal nohoy, it should be Surat. Okay, so 1, 3 and 4 is correct. So under the treaty, the Peshwa agreed that to receive from company a native infantry pabo, consisting of not less than 6,000 troops with usual proportion of field artillery and European artillery men attached to be permanently stationed in his territories. Next to cede the company's territories yielding income 26 lakhs, to surrender the city of Surat, to give up all the claims of Chauth on Nizam's dominations. Okay, it is Chauth ki eto apnaloke mok comment box ot janaboson. Okay, to accept the company's arbitration in all differences between him and Nizam of Gaikwad. Okay, not to keep in his employment Europeans of any nation at war with English, and last to subject his relation with other states to control of English. These all are agreed by Peshwa. Next আমি আহি গলো Treaty of Yandabur কথা, কোন কেটা কারেক্ট হইছে? Government of Burma to recognize এটো তো প্রত্যেকটা পয়েন্ট আপোনালোকে রিমেম্বার কৰিব লাগিব. It is important from the perspective of Assam also. Government of Burma to recognize Manipur as an independent state. Government of Burma to cede its coastal province Arakan and Tenasserim. So Government of Burma to abandon claims on Assam, Kasar and Jaintia. And Government of Burma to pay 1 lakh rupees as war compensation. 1 lakh is too less. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 are correct here. It should be 1 lakh, 1 crore, I think. Yeah, it should be 1 crore rupees. So here option 1, 2 and 3 are correct. 4 is false. So first into Anglo-Burmese war asile in 1824. So the first war with Burma was fought when Burmese expand towards west, occupation of Arakan, Manipur, and they become threat to Assam and the Brahmaputra Valley, and it led to the continuous friction along with the ill-defined border between Bengal and Burma in the opening decades of the 19th century. The British expeditionary forces occupied Rangoon in 1824 and reached within 72 kilometers of the capital Aba. Okay, so peace was through Yandabu Treaty 1826, which provided that the government of Burma key condition manilole pay 1 crore rupees as war compensation, see these coastal provinces, abandon claims on Assam, Kasar and Jaintia, recognize Manipur as an independent state, and negotiate a commercial treaty with Britain, accept a British resident at Aba while posting a Burmese envoy at Calcutta. So these are the things. So Montagu-Chelmsford reforms বহুত important জানিব লাগিব কোনটো শুদ্ধ নহয় কৰিছে not true. The act introduced hierarchy at the executive at the level of provincial government. Subjects were divided into two lists. Reserved included subjects like education, health, local government, industry, agriculture, access. Reserved and transferred. Okay. আৰু এই reserved যোনখিনি লিষ্টত এইখিনি দিছে these are not reserved subjects. এইবিলাক reserved subject নহয় বাকিখিনি ঠিকে আছে they are divided into two lists আৰু তাৰে reserved খিনি এইখিনি পৰে বুলি কৈছে. In case of failure of constitutional machinery in the province, the governor could take over the administration of transport of subject to the secretary of the state of India, and governor general could interfere in respect of reserved subjects. So বাকিখিনি ঠিকে আছে. So it is like a reserved subject bilake ki koise. So law and order, finance, land and revenue, irrigation, etc. Transport subject bilake koise ki education, health, local government, industry, etc. ঠিক আছে. So executive এখিনি দিয়া গৈছিলে hierarchy, that is rule of two executive councillors and popular minister were introduced. Governor was to be executive head in the province. So next etu to gom pale. Third, the minister were to be responsible to legislature and had to resign if a no confidence motion was passed against them in legislature, while executive councillors were not to be responsible to the legislature. This is also one important point. In case of failure of constitutional machinery in province, the governor could take over the administration and transfer subject also. This is very important. Okay. The Secretary of State for India and the Governor General could interfere in respect of the reserved subjects, while in respect of transfer subjects, the scope of their interference was restricted. This would be was restricted. Okay. Which of the following were agreed by Lord-Irwin on behalf of government during Gandhi-Irwin Pact or সময়ত Lord-Irwin কোনকেইটা কথা agree কৰিছিল? Immediate release of all political prisoners not convicted of violence, right? Lenient treatment to those government servants who had resigned. This is true also. Non-imposition of censorship over the press is not true. Granting aid of educational institution is also not true. So 1 and 2 are correct. That is option A is correct. ঠিক আছে? So in 1931, Gandhi and all other members of Congress Working Committee were released unconditionally. আৰু এই Congress Working Committee Gandhik Viceroy লগত discussion কৰিব ক'লে. So pact to signed হল, য'ত Viceroy British government represent কৰিলে আৰু Gandhiয়ে Indian people represent কৰিলে. Delhi Pact বুলিও কয় বা Gandhi-Irwin Pact বুলিও কয়. So very important because it is considered that it gives Congress an equal footing with the British government. ঠিক আছে. So Irwin on behalf of the government কি agree কৰিলে? Immediate release of all political prisoners not convicted of violence, remission of all fines not yet collected, return all lands not yet sold to third parties, lenient treatment to those government servants who had resigned, right to make salt in coastal villages for personal consumption, not for sale, personal consumption কাৰণে use কৰিব পাৰিব, make কৰি use বনাব পাৰিব, right to peaceful and non-aggressive picketing, আৰু number 7 কি আছিল? withdrawal of emergency ordinances. এইখিনি হল ইৰউইনে এগ্ৰি কৰিছিলে, গভৰ্নমেন্টে এগ্ৰি কৰিছিলে। আৰু কিন্তু তাতে তেওঁ দুটা ৰিজেক্ট কৰিছিলে, পাব্লিক এনকুৱাৰী ইনটু পুলিচ এক্সেসেস এণ্ড কমিউটেশন অফ ভগত সিং এণ্ড হিজ কমৰেডছ ডেথ সেন্টেন্স টু লাইফ সেন্টেন্স। সো এটো ৰিজেক্ট কৰিলে, ট্ৰাই কৰা গৈছিল কিন্তু ৰিজেক্ট কৰিলে। ঠিক আছে। Next, Gandhi on behalf of Congress কি agreed কৰিলে? Suspend the civil disobedience movement and participate in the next roundtable conference on constitutional question around the three linchpins of Federation Indian responsibility and reservations and safeguard that may be necessary in India's interest. Okay. So next আমি আহি গলো 7 নম্বৰ, which of the following is correct বা are correct. ইয়াতে গোটেই কেইটা অপশন যদি চাই আপুনি, all are correct. Okay. So C option will be correct. ঠিক আছে. 1953, Nagaland was formed when Naga Hills became 16th state of India. Tuensang part was added to Nagaland. In 1970, all the districts containing Khasi Hills, Jaintia Hills, and Garo Hills were converted into autonomous cater within Assam. In 1972, a separate state was formed under name of Meghalaya. It was formed due to demands of tribal peoples of Meghalaya Plateau. And in 1972, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram were separated from Assam as UT. And in 1986, these UT became states. Okay, these are the important facts. Next, which of the following are not true about Commission for Air Quality Management? So, air pollution, issue regarding air pollution of Delhi. These are important topic for civil services. Okay, so CAQM কথা কৈছে, it is a statutory body established under the Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and Adjoining Areas Act 2021, first established Act 2020 through an ordinance. It involved in planning an executive plan to prevent and control air pollution of NCR. It kuntu not true hodise. Okay, it banned the use of coal in Delhi and nearby cities from January 24. It should be 1 year before, 23. Okay, so ABC are to correct a D to false. Okay, yes, it's from 2023. So CAQM issued direction to ban use of coal in industrial, domestic, and other miscellaneous application to bring down GHG, greenhouse gas emission. Use of low sulfur coal in thermal power plants have been exempted from ban. Etu eta important কথা নোট কৰি ৰাখিব, কি এক্সাম কৰিছে. Date of implementation of ban of use of coal 2022 October কৈছে in areas having PNG infrastructure and supply, আৰু যোনবিলাক এৰিয়াত PNG supply still not available এইবিলাকত January 2023 পৰা. ঠিক আছে. Next, Commission for Air Quality Management. Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas act under statutory body হিচাপে established হৈছিলে 2020 ordinance authority হৈছিলে, headed by a chairperson with at least 15 years experience in the field of environment and pollution or 25 years administrative experience. So appeal যোনবিলাক কৰিব পাৰে বা direction etc কোনে কোড কৰিব পাৰে এটো National Green Tribunal. Okay, CAQM যিবিলাক অৰ্ডাৰ দিয়ে তাত যদি কিবা appeal কৰিব লগা আছে এইবিলাকৰ against বা direction against তেতিয়াহলে আমি কোড approach কৰিব লাগিব, National Green Tribunal approach কৰিব লাগিব. So functions of CAQM: number 1, coordinate actions on monitoring air quality, planning and executing plans to prevent and control air pollution in NCR, conduct research and development through networking with technical institution. Okay, next 9 number ahi gol Assam Abhinandan Education Loan Subsidy Scheme kotha. So yate jodi gote keta option sai etu bahut basic dise. Prothom to thik ase subsidy of 50,000 rupees আৰু ফেডারেল ব্যাংক, HDFC বা রিজনাল রয়্যাল ব্যাংক সে দিব, এটু ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু বি অপশন 2 অপশন তো রং হয়, গতিকে 1 and 3 is correct, that is B is correct. Okay, so this should be 40% or 40% হব নোৱাৰে. Okay, okay, the objective of this scheme is to provide a loan subsidy of the 50,000 on education of paying higher education from a good institution. It has been started with housing scheme. Under this scheme, the government will provide one-time subsidy on loans to all students pursuing higher education on education loans. Under this, all major banks, commercial banks such as Federal Bank, HDFC are included. The state government will provide a subsidy to a family of students who had taken an education loan of more than 1 lakh rupees. Students getting education on education loan can subscribe to this scheme online. So benefits bilak jodi sai, this should be for 25%, not 40%. Okay, 50,000 কথা কৈছে provided to the students যোনে 1 লাখলৈকে লোন লৈছে 25% লোনৰ apply for the subsidy by paying 25% of their loans 25% loan pay কৰাৰ কাৰণে subsidy কাৰণে apply কৰিব পাৰে then a subsidy can be obtained by this bank. This is true. And in this scheme, all students have got financial help by encouraging students on educational loans. These are the benefits. Are eligible hobo karone kiki criteria lage. It's mandatory for students to be a permanent resident of Assam. That should be primary criteria. And the student must have taken a loan from commercial or rural bank. Otherwise, he cannot avail the benefit of the scheme. The bank has been recognized by RBI recognized global bank. The benefit of the scheme can be availed only as subsidy on education loan. Subsidy in education loan is personal loan and etc. No, it is mandatory for students, parents to have an education loan more than rupees 1 lakh. So amount should be more than 1 lakh hole paribo avail korbo karone after paying 25% of the loan repay kora pisot baki khini subsidy hisabe apply kora paribo. Next, a famous quote is to many outsiders of Assam is no more a land of mountains and malaria, earthquakes and floods and the Kamakhya temple. To others, it's a green woodland where thoughtful serpents, indigenous tigers, wild virulent eyes and calms. Assam to most of the peoples is mentally a distant horizon like Bolivia or Peru, less known and more fancy. This should be mentioned in Red River and Blue Hills by Hempola. Okay. Next, Vulture Conservation and Breeding Center code ase Ranit ase. C option is true. In view of depletion of global population of vultures, GOA in collaboration with BNHS Bombay has established a vulture conservation and breeding center at Rani. Objective key to have 50 pairs of vultures for breeding with ultimate goal to release them. This should be not them, this should be them. Release them into the wild. Okay, release which of the following is not a statutory autonomous council constituted under the state act? So here to decide baki keta hoy, but not kasar is no. Ye keta statutory hoy. So Statutory Autonomous Council Act junto ase statutory autonomous council are constituted for social, economic, educational, ethnic and cultural advancement to the scheduled tribe communities living in core areas as well as satellite areas covering many districts of Assam. Sokhon ase Rawa, Song, Nising Autonomous Tiwa, Deodi Autonomous Council, Thengal Kosari and Sonwal Kosari Autonomous Council. So next, which of the following is correct regarding Manas National Park? So somebody might find it confusing with 1973, but in Assam government forest website, it is mentioned in 1974. So this may be taken as authentic data. However, if you see, it became biosphere reserve in 1989. So option C will be wrong here. Okay. So area 500 square kilometer. It also covers an area of 2600 square kilometer of Sirang Ripu Elephant Reserve. Or bird area was here 500 species of bird. So which became the first Indian airport to reduce radio frequency identification? So it was recently news that I said this should be Delhi Airport. Don't confuse with Lokapriya Gopinath Bodle Airport. So Navik কথাটো জানিবই লাগিব যেহেতু ইন্ডিজিনিয়াস হয় ইয়াত কোনটো নট কারেক্ট হৈছে নট কারেক্ট হলে আপোনালোকে যদি গুটেকেটা পঢ়ি চাই তেতিয়ালে গম পাব ইট ইজ এ কনস্টেলেশন অফ 7 স্যাটেলাইট আৰু নেভিক অফার্স এই অনলি শব্দবিলাক যোনবিলাকত থাকে বা সোলেলি অনলি এবিলাক আপোনালোকে প্ৰায়ভাগ সেন্টেন্স ভুল থাকে তো আপোনালোকে অলপ ভালকে চাই লব সো অকল স্ট্যান্ডার্ড পজিশনিং সার্ভিসে নিদিয়ে আৰু কি দিয়ে so 1 and 2 are correct but not correct ki 3 and 4 are not correct so not correct is C so yata sabo Navy etu 7 constellation ot ase aru etu okol standard positioning service nidiye restricted service diye for strategic users okay so to meet positioning navigation and timing requirements ISRO establish korisile so IRNSS buliu jana goisile agot 3 satellites of constellation are placed at geostationary orbit 4 satellites are placed in inclined geosynchronous orbit with an equatorial costing this okay the ground network consists of control center, precise timing facility, range and integrity monitoring system, এইবিলাক তেওঁলোকৰ যি logistical facilities আছে। So আৰু important কথা যদি আপুনি চাই, NAVIC signals are designed to provide user position accuracy better than 20 meter and timing accuracy better than 50 ns. NAVIC SPS signals are interoperable with other global navigation system, namely GPS, GLONASS, Galileo and Vido. ঠিক আছে, this is all about NAVIC. Then mRNA কোনটো correct নহয় এটো খুদিছে, so এটো নিউজত আছিলে। Messenger RNA বা mRNA is a type of single-stranded RNA involving protein synthesis. It is made from a DNA template during a process of transcription. So the role of mRNA to carry protein information from DNA in cells nucleus to cells cytoplasm, where the protein making machinery reads the mRNA sequence and translate each three base content into its corresponding amino acid in growing protein chain. So here all the options I think are correct. Yes. So about messenger RNA, আপোনালোকে চাব পাৰে, it is a type of single stranded RNA involved in protein synthesis. আৰু mRNA is made from DNA template during the process of transcription. আৰু role to কি হয় এটো আপোনালোকে তাতে অপচন পাইছে। So it is a form of nucleic acid which helps the human genome, which is coded in DNA and to be read by cellular machinery. So it is into vaccine কথাটো নিউজত আছে mRNA vaccine. So mRNA vaccine work by introducing a piece of mRNA that corresponds to viral protein. So it working যোনটো procedure এটো লিখিছে mRNA. So by using mRNA, cells can produce viral protein as a part of normal immune response. The immune system recognizes the protein in foreign and produces specialized protein called antibodies. So these are also vital for producing antibodies. আৰু যেতিয়া produce হ'ব, antibodies remain in the body even after the body has rid itself from the pathogen, so that immune system can quickly respond to the exposures again. So individuals who get an mRNA vaccines are not exposed to the virus, nor they can become infected with the virus by the vaccine. So these are the important features. Next, আমি আহি গৈছো solid fuel inducted ramjet technology, SFDR technology. So এই তিনটা অপশনৰ ভিতৰত আপোনালোকক ভুল কোনটো সুধিছে। The missile propulsion system includes a thrust module ducted rocket with reduced smoke nozzle-less missile booster. It utilizes solid fuel air breathing ramjet engine. And ISRO successfully flight tested. Not ISRO, it should be DRDO. Okay, so option 1 and 2 are correct. That is A is correct. A is correct here. So DRDO has successfully flight tested as the SFDR booster. Okay. Next, tokamarker বিষয়ে সুধিছে কি হয়। It's a device designed to harness nuclear fission, the reaction that powers the sun and all stars. Tokamak magnetic field confined plasma to achieve required condition for fission on Earth, and this can be used to produce steam and electricity by the way of turbines and generators. So this is true, but these two are not true, because it deals with nuclear fusion. There is a difference between nuclear fusion and fission. So what is fusion and what is fission? আৰু আমাৰ যোনটো এটম যোনটো বোম আছে কোনটো প্ৰিন্সিপলত কাম কৰে, আৰু হাইড্ৰোজেন বোম যোনটো আছে এইটোৱে কোনটো ওপৰৰ এই দুটা প্ৰিন্সিপলত কাম কৰে, মোক কমেন্ট বক্সত জনাবচোন। নিউক্লিয়াৰ ফিউজন নে নিউক্লিয়াৰ ফিশন। ঠিক আছে, so 1 is so 2 and 3 are not true. So which is not true? 2 and 3 are, sorry, 1 and 2 are not correct. Sorry, 1 and 2 are not correct. 3 is correct. Okay, so A option is correct. So it's a device designated to harness nuclear fusion, the reaction that powers sun and all the stars. So this would be again conditions for fusion on Earth. So first tokamak T1 began operation in Russia in 1958, and subsequent advances led to the construction of tokamak fusion test reactor at Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory and the joint European Toulouse in England, both of which achieved record fusion power in 1990s. Tokamak's sophisticated technology aims to provide an abundant climate-friendly energy resources, which is why 35 nations have collaborated on superconducting ITER project. Okay. So 19, second last question. India's first indigenously developed hydrogen fuel bus jointly developed by, this is developed by Council of Scientific Research CSIR and KPIT Technologies private firm. So option B is correct. Okay. Next, we'll go to the last question. Rogan, this was also new in news, very important because it is a form of cloth painting. It was gifted by someone to somebody. So please, gifted by whom to whom? Please tell me in comment box. So it's a form of painting which is more than 4 centuries old, and now it is practiced only in one single family in Nirona, Kutch, Gujarat. Okay. So last month extra question was like a issue. Yes, Salom. Target to Salom. Yes, Indian PM during Quad meeting gifted this Japanese counterpart of disile white so it is a form of cloth painting that is more than 4 centuries old, and now it is practiced by only a single family in Nirona, Kutch, Gujarat. So it came from the Persian word means Venice or oil. The craft uses paint made from boiled oil and vegetable dyes. The special paste made of castor used in this craft, and generally geometrical motifs are prepared. Okay, so next আমার আহি গ'ল last that extra question is, Ministry of Culture declared Anantal Lake as a monument of national importance under which of the following act? So it should be under Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. So answer A is correct. Okay. So dated back to 161060 AD, situated in North Jongmaya Temple and northwest of Qutub Complex in South Delhi. So it's ascribed to Anangpal II of Tomar Dynasty. Okay, Tomar Dynasty. So this is all for today. If you have liked our video, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. Stand by. I can for civil services. Thank you and have a nice day.